Okay, I'm sorry that I did not stream last night. You know that shotgun I've been talking about? It's supposed to, like, come tomorrow. It came yesterday. And it's the best gun I've ever shot. Hands down. It goes... I'm doing that. While I'm building, I'm gonna be watching gun fails. Now, I'm not a gun expert, but that doesn't mean I'm not a gun expert, but that doesn't mean I don't know what unsafe usage of firearms is. There's so many people, but there's so many idiots sometimes. Somebody, like, their shotgun got jammed. Their shotgun got jammed, and he went to look down the barrel. He's so lucky because, like, the shot was, like, this close to his face, and it hit his hat. If you guys own a gun, please listen to this. Do not ever look down the barrel of a gun, especially shotguns. Because if you do, one shot that gun, and your face is coming off. Like, heck, if you're unlucky, your entire head's coming off. It sucks to be shot with a shotgun. It sucks to be shot, and it even sucks even more to get shot with a shotgun at point blank. Like, your head is going to turn into paint, and whatever wall it's pointing at, it's gonna be turned completely red. You're not moving in here, Mr. Sheep. The only award you don't want to win. Okay. Looks pretty normal. Wait, he's shooting a lawnmower. Okay. You're getting closer. Okay, I'm sorry, but explosives, you need to stay like 200 feet back at most. Oh boy. Yeah, maybe if you need to triple your distance, dummy. Did it frisbee a frickin'... That's God's way of saying, don't stand to an effing explosive car. Oh. This dude is like really good. FPS Russia's gun dealer got like shot in the head and executed. Why are you standing that close to a truck if you're gonna... Yo! That truck door went like this far away. I mean, what's this dude doing? Oh no. If that's a 50 cal BMG, this dude's about to eat the scope. If you don't know, you're not supposed to like. Okay, never mind, I don't have it. But you know, if it's scope, you don't ever touch the scope in your eye. You put your eye about like 1 to 5 centimeters back, and if it's a PMG, you better put it a full 2-inch back, because when that thing goes off, that's like getting kicked in the eyeball. It's like getting kicked in the skull. I mean, I don't know what it feels like. I don't want to know what it feels like. But I just want to say it's probably like getting kicked in the skull. Oh, no. Here goes I. Oh, Christ. Wait, what the heck? What just happened? It came back? Drinks wine. An AK-47. Whoa! Yeah, that AK-47's not gonna... That AK-47 just got decommissioned. That's gone. That gun is gone. AK-47s are incredibly cheap, but sometimes if they get too cheap, yeah. Interesting. Oh yeah, because in China and back then in the Vietnam War, every China actually used hordes of AK-47s. It explains probably why this guy's AK just got bombed. Oh my god. Rule number that's one of the 3 rules. A gun is always loaded. And even though it has no gun, even though it has no ammo in it, you have to treat it as if it is loaded. Because if you treat it like that and you treat it as if something bad could happen, then you're going to be protective. Oh, that sucks. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Excuse me again. Yeah, like children. Christ, I think a gun just went off, and I would be fearing for my... I'd be like, oh my god, what the F, what the F? This was set up and he did that on purpose. He was so prepared. God, improv 100. But this is a great example of one of the basic rules of firearm safety. Treat every gun as if it's loaded. That way, you know there's going to be trouble as soon as it's a firearm failed video and somebody starts saying, this gun is unloaded. No. Very long to check. No, it isn't. Here's how you check it. You just rack the gun back, you pull the bolt back, and if nothing comes out, then there's nothing in there, technically. But you always assume. Oh my god. You effing idiot. Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay. Um, remember, I post on my YouTube channel that I use an AK. Do you know how heavy they are? I mean, they're a little heavy. Not like, 55 pounds. I want to say roughly like 15 pounds. It's steel. It's literally steel and wood. Like heavy wood and steel. And if you actually don't know, AKs are heavily modifiable. And one of the mods you can do is actually take off the stock and roll it with no stock. This dude decided to hold it like a pistol. And here's the thing. That weight is gonna drag the gun down. Like I have an MMP 1522. Gun is light as heck. I can hold it like this, like a pistol, even though it's dumb. But I cannot single-handedly wield it without perching it on my shoulder or perching it in my armpit. So what the recoil is gonna do is it's actually gonna push down on the gun, and it's gonna make it where it points at people. How effing stupid do you have to be to do that? See, stupid head? Both hands on the gun, unless it's a pistol. $72 762 ammo. The ammo that AKs kick. They have hella recoil, and I can say that with 100% proof. Even with this idiot needs to be removed from the gene pool. Sorry, but stop, please stop. Never do that. Okay, let me see. So let me see this video. Did he flank? Or did he flag? Flag. A bunch of people just got flagged. And he's staring down the barrel. Listen, dude. I'm sorry, but if there's a bullet in your gun and you're gonna shoot it, like if you know that there's a bullet in your gun and you're afraid it won't shoot, don't look down the barrel and assess it because, listen, because dude, your life is not gonna end if your gun tries to shoot and it jams. Well, maybe it will if it explodes or something. But if it jams and goes click, it doesn't do anything. It's not gonna kill you. Looking down the barrel of a gun will, especially if I think it looks like an AK, where it's like 762 ammo. And I don't know if you noticed, but 762 I think can blow through concrete. If you look on FPS Russia when he shoots a Scar, it just destroys concrete. He's flagging people, and he's looking down the barrel of a gun. Exactly. If you put your finger in the... Like, here's another rule. Do not put your finger in the well or the trigger unless you're pointing at something you actually are intended to shoot at. For example, if I'm around a crowd, you don't point, you don't put your finger in the well. Or heck, you shouldn't even have a magazine in the gun if you do it. My another rule is if it's not being used, no magazines, because magazines, well, you don't know if there's rounds in it unless there's like holes, like the MMP 1522's magazine. It has holes and slits where you can see the bullets. You should not ever be able to F up like that. Extremely cursed guns. When cop gets shot in the chest and stays in the fight. No way. Sorry. Oh! Oh, I know that. I know that magazine. I know that magazine. I think that's a MMP 15. Is that an MP 15?
Unfortunately, he gets shot in the chest and goes down to the right inside the little kitchen area. Apartment. Door. Hallway. Oh, this...
God, why is he rewinding?
But unfortunately, he gets shot in the chest and goes down.
Stop rewinding! This does look like an MP 15. That's my rifle, but it's buffed and beefed. Like, that's my rifle on coke. I want to assume that this gun is a 9mm. Let's be honest, barely anyone... There's a bunch of people that probably use 22s as offensive, but people are going to jump to a 9mm, because
I just realized that we haven't been using my high-tech, super secret, super amazing, super expensive crime scene recreation software. Why have I been keeping that from you fine people? Apartment, door, hallway. Oh, this sucks. Hold on. Bedroom, hallway, kitchen. Officer Stud comes in right here through the door. Gets to about right here. Suspect starts shooting at him from right here. Officer Stud falls into the kitchen, which is where he posts up looking towards the bedroom that the suspect is in. Oh, also there's a woman trapped in here somewhere. That's where the screaming comes from. Does this warrior lay down and scream and call to ambu? No. He stands back up and lays down some hate, my guys.
Dude, what a bitch! What a... Dude, what a legend!
I mean, you just got shot in the chest. I'd be pretty mad about that, too.
Holy God. Oh my God, she is not having it.
I think that the initial burst from this officer after he got up and he was pissed after getting shot in the chest, as anyone would be, got the guy, because I feel like you can hear him right here. The woman finally comes out, and the officer here continues to Peter Griffin a little bit. Understandably so, he got shot in the chest. He's still in the fight. And then, my favorite part of this video happens. You want that out of here? No, I'm getting this fucker. My man.
They offered to kind of take him out, like get him out of the area, and he's like, I'm gonna continue fighting this effer. What a goddamn American. That is American blood right there. That is the purest of American blood you can get. Man gets shot in the chest. Could have get shot in the stomach or the heart. Keeps going. I would be out of that effer. I'd probably like be subdued from pain. This man has continued. This dude looks like he can run with a cramp, and he'd call that like easy.
video. It takes place in the last second of the video that the Daytona Beach Police Department released. Good sir, you are a bad bitch. Dude, contact me. Let me get a character
What?
to you. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for you today. We'll be over at twitch.tv/Operator as soon as this video is released. I hope you enjoyed the shooting breakdown. Many more to come. In the meantime, follow my vlog channel. Enjoy.
Both of you stop fighting.
I think that's bunker branding, Patreon, all that stuff, whatever. Have a fantastic day.
Wow. Musket versus store clerk. You could have sunk in $200 at a snub-nosed pistol, like a little revolver, but you spend it on a musket. I'm sorry. This isn't like 18. This isn't like freaking. Like what? 1805? We ain't using muskets no more, buddy. We using 22s and 38s up in this hoe. YouTuber's fake cop called out by real police. Yes, Freddy Fazbear kidnaps girlfriend, and it's penguins and Caesar. You're saying you're doing a challenge, and you have probably like 1 million subscribers, but not one of you dumbasses think I'm going to bring a shotgun. I'm sorry, but if Freddy Fazbear was real, I'm bringing a shotgun in that hoe, and no one's stopping me from doing it. Like, bring a shotgun, you dummy. Bring a shotgun. Because if Fresby Fazbear's and Chica's ass rolls up on y'all's, well, guess what? Yo's toast. Because you wanna know why? You don't have a shotgun. Dickinson XX2 GPA shotgun for life.
Filled with people doing drugs in the dumpsters behind it. This video, if you do not like this video right now,
Oh, what?
Creepy spider will crawl into your bed.
Not if I have a shotgun.
Probably bite you. So please, right?
Well, I'm glad you asked about the spider. I do have these things called bug assaults, and they kill spiders. And not only that, but if that hoe's rolling up on me, I got 2 bug assaults. Two bug assaults, homie. You ain't going up on my ass.
Don't risk it, guys.
Oh, by the way, there is a thing called shot shell. I'm sorry if I'm stretching this. Shot shell. Do you know what a shot shell bullet is? I'm going to show you what a shot shell is. And they're actually really fun. So basically my family has like bees and they tear into our house. Our house is made of wood. You can see it in the background. These bees eat the wood and they break our house. These things called shot shell 22 rounds. And this part right here has a bunch of little tiny lead balls in it, and it basically it's like it turns your pistol into a shotgun. I mean it may like kind of hurt. It won't directly kill. I mean it could kill someone, but the shot shell basically kills bugs. And it kills like large bees, hornets, and spiders. So if that hoe's rolling up on you, you just gotta buy some shot shell 22s and your maybe I don't know if a Magnum will work, but maybe like a Firefly handgun, maybe even a TLG like TOR4, which is a light laser combo, and then there you go. This dude looks like he whores out money by scamming kids. Just saying.
Like the video right now, guys. Subscribe to our friend Lissy Noel. Her link will be down below in the description. Go check her channel out too. But that's what we're gonna do right now, guys. I think the most haunted and scary part about 3 a.m. videos on YouTube is the fact that the people that do them are exactly the same. Like, I bet if you look at their DNA, it's the exact same fucking DNA, but in a different meat suit. They say the same things. They have the exact same script. They act the exact same way. It's fucking creepy. I wouldn't be surprised if in 10 years from now it comes out that 3 a.m. videos on YouTube were actually a DARPA experiment to test their robotics, and they all use the exact same programming, which is why all of these people make the exact same fucking video saying the identical things to one another, despite them having no relationship.
Nobody cares about the spider. Kids, guess what? You know what? You don't need to worry about the spider. You need to worry about a guinea pig. If you don't subscribe, I'm not kidding you. My guinea pig's gonna sneak into your house and steal half a penny. How that happens, I don't know. It's gonna steal half a penny, and you're not doing anything to stop it. That's right, a whole half of a penny. But seriously, if you subscribe, my guinea pig will give you 5 grams of nitrogen air. That's right, for free. 5 grams of nitrogen. I remember me and my cousin went into the tubes and we started yelling at people below, and I think they got kind of irritated, like, ugh. Yo, dude, guess, dude, that's cool. You went to an abandoned Chuck E. Cheese to place those fast bears there.
They didn't even put in the bare minimum amount of effort for a 3 a.m. video where they have someone pick up the phone with a voice changer, and they just said, fuck that, we couldn't get anyone else, so we'll just let it go to voicemail and look at animatronics in the window. I mean, there's security cameras here, so I wouldn't be surprised they got slapped with like a trespassing fine or something, which would be fantastic, but I do like to imagine the animatronics inside there genuinely were talking to each other, just talking shit on these people, like, wow, look at these fucking losers. I just got a text right now.
Guys, I just got a text. I've had a phone for about 2 years, and I never knew that my phone could text. Wait. That's so weird. No, I could text. No.
Freddy Fazbear just freaking text me right now. Look at this.
Yo, dude, nice spam account.
Come to the back. I'm guessing of the Chuck E. Cheese.
Chucky, Chucky, Jesus Christ.
It sounds like less of a threat and more like an invitation. It sounds like Freddy Fazbear is trying to get his dick sucked. Let's just go check, dude. A lot of creepy stuff always happens in the back. What is that? Is it?
Yo, it's a piece of cardboard. That's weird. I didn't know we had cardboard on our hands.
Turn the corner and oh, what did we find? It's a pizza box. Wow, the Krusty Krab pizza. What's it doing here? What the fuck is this? It's so boring. It's so incredibly fucking boring. They don't try at all. I wish just one of these fucking losers would put some actual effort into these garbage videos, you know? They turn the corner on the Chuck E. Cheese and what do they find? 4 mangled corpses and 2 bodies hanging from meat hooks on the side. Make it look like Freddy Fazbear came through and just peeled the skin off of everyone that he could see within his vicinity and then took a shit on their corpse. You know, something real gruesome and actually, you know, a little disturbing. Instead, what do?
What the hell?
Pizza box. Yes, I recognize all.
What? What just moved back there? What the frick? Something just moved back there. I don't know why. I don't know. If there's something in my room, please leave me be. If there's any ghosts in here, please leave me be. And if you have died, I hope you rest in peace for eternity. I really do. I'm actually being serious though. There could be a ghost in my room. I'm not surprised if there is.
If there is, then I think you probably need some professional help. And yes, while I'm not a child, I may have the height of a child, but I am a full-grown adult. It is not made for me, but still, they're bad.
Hey, what are you doing? Come on, dude.
He's so poor. He's dumpster diving. He can't get. This man knows he's about to get them. Ew! Just a piece of garbage. Oh my god, the voices of these girls make me want to hit my head repeatedly on the wall until the brains come out and paint them. Yeah, it's called garbage. Just like you. You're garbage. Yo, you have friends and they dress in costumes?
Freddy Fazbear? I can't believe it. Freddy Fazbear. What the fuck? Just like in the text message, he said come to the back. He was in the back. Oh my god. And this man just ate 15 fucking pizzas out of the dumpster.
Nerds.
Won Best of Awards with the best mortgage lenders, investing accounts, and more.
Are you the one who told me to come to the back? Who are you? And how'd you come to this location? We've only seen this location before you come here.
I'm sorry, but like, when you're making a horror video, you gotta make it where it looks like, you know what, like for example, like cryptic. Like that looks way too fake, cause you gotta keep like the camera on low quality, and you gotta make it like as if they don't look as human. You gotta catch them from a distance. That's not how you do anything here. That's not how you make 3M videos, my man. Just raping the camera.
Expected behavior from Freddy. If he's hanging out by a Chuck E. Cheese, you could bet your sweet ass he's up to no good. So I'm not shocked to see Freddy in this kind of state right here. But a pure feral animal, honestly. This guy was lucky to escape with his life. He grabbed her? How did he do nothing?
I think he kidnapped her. I don't know.
How can he kidnap her, dude? I think
How can you kidnap her? He just wants that at.
You guys, this video is becoming way too long. We're gonna have to film a second video, so come back tomorrow to watch the second part.
Wouldn't it be like that if you weren't dumpster diving, you F?
Alright, tune in tomorrow for part 2 when I try and save her. Maybe. What a great video, right? I mean, that's a 3 AM banger right there.
Hi guys, welcome to J Station. I faked my girlfriend's death and I expect you to accept my apology. Sorry for nothing, you effing idiots. Ha 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 ha. I'm J Station and I out so much money every day and I love burning orphanages, let alone killing the kids in the orphanages. Yeah, la 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 la. Mom says girl can't play video games and then regrets it. Stop advertising me gambling.
Mom forces girl to play with Barbies, instantly regrets it. Featuring Sniper Wolf. That sounds nuts.
Video games aren't for girls. What? Nobody.
What do you mean? What? Stop lying.
Nice job. As like a mom. You know what? I'm gonna inspire my kids, but video games aren't for women.
She's doing it! No! Okay, we're pulling you out of school. Here, now you can finish in 60th place. Like a real man. Get out of the way. So this is kind of just like a big merch.
Hey, look, abusive mother.
Oh, good. Yeah, let me just fucking bang this on the car. What a boring toy. Doesn't even shit or anything like the poopsie.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. Why'd you kick this?
Santa Claus brought Sniper Wolf?
You can have the one I just bought.
Good.
What? Really?
Yeah, I already have a PS5 sponsor anyway. They sent me like 4 others.
Just promise me that you'll never.
Sam, who gave you this this PS5?
Sam,
What the fuck is this? We drove all the way home with this PS5 in my car and I didn't know? Oh my god.
There he is.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Fuck.
I love him. I love fake Wincy Zero. Frick this cunt.
What do you mean girls can be gamers? I feel like this video was made in like the 60s.
Sam even starts streaming.
And then Steve steals the show.
Thanks for joining me.
Hey, what's up? I used to think girls couldn't play video games.
I'm Sam's mom.
Yeah.
Psychomantis. What? That's my gamer name.
Psychomantis. This
Psychomantis?
teacher humiliates a poor student. She instantly regrets it. No. We only accept rich people's letters.
Trace, you're out.
Santa Claus prefers nepotism. Please, if you're not wealthy, please sit down.
Thank you,
I mean it.
Angelo. You look asleep. What? We all know what happened. You forgot.
Yes,
I am
clearly.
so disappointed in you. Now nobody at the party is going to be able to eat chips.
Oh, shit.
Jeffries.
Well, alright, whatever, Grinch.
Since you didn't
Ruined the
contribute
Christmas
anything,
without chips.
you can be the last in line to eat.
I don't understand.
Well,
Where's the gift?
You know, it is a gift. I wrote it myself.
That is not a gift. That is a worthless piece of paper. You were supposed to spend $20.
give me that snowman. Rips its head off.
Here, you keep this. I don't want anyone else to get stuck with it.
Hey, how'd it go?
Great, I bullied a child.
That's not like real. Whether like you have to spend $20. Like, I'm sorry, but it may not be like that much. But here's the thing. I mean, $20 is like the beginning of when things kind of start to become expensive for children. You can buy like 5 McDonald's meals with that.
Fine.
My mom just lost her job a few months ago.
And what do you want Santa to do about it?
Since Papa hasn't been around.
He makes toys, not employment.
He's having a hard time.
I'm sorry to ask for a lot, but I really want to do everything Miss Jeffries
I bet you feel like a real asshole now, huh, lady?
Nobody wants to see you here. You're a stupid.
She goes and robs them.
The North Pole.
Really?
We didn't know it was from me, actually. I just feel really fucking bad. Santa's real.
I need some Gatorade. Holy God, I feel parched.
No, these are for me. I felt like a real piece of shit.
Please.
I brought you a PS5. Holy fuck! Doritos and bread.
I ruined the whole party because I didn't bring anything.
That is true.
I'm so sorry.
But we can't turn back time now, so just keep it.
Sam, personally, that all of this is just for you, nobody else.
Yeah, he said that?
Really?
Get him on the phone. I want to confirm. Let me talk to him. Nice. Alright, last one from the holiday special. This spoiled kid wants an iPhone 12 for Christmas. Instantly regrets it. That's typically how it goes with Apple products. I mean, this guy's having a rough Christmas. He's been evicted twice. Now he's getting fucking slapped around by his son here. Like, it's been a rough Christmas.
I'll take the Pro Max.
Oh, hey, hold on there, Junior.
We're all those people that brag that they have like the special 12X phone. I'm gonna be honest.
Mini starts at $700.
What
They're
the
both
fuck?
great phones. To be
What?
We'll take the mini.
Are you gonna watch Big Sky with us? It's that one that you were liking.
Maybe.
Not right in a minute.
Pro Max for Robbie?
No.
What are you making full fucking movies for YouTube? On your Pro Max? Yo!
I thought you liked your stream to be PC. And then
I know. I didn't know I was gonna do that.
Christmas lights for them.
Yeah, why did you even get this, to be honest? It's like an air freshener.
This is.
I love you so much.
Love you too, Dad. Merry Christmas.
I've learned a valuable lesson. Dad, I don't want to be homeless. Holy shit!
Really? I even got you the iPhone 12 Pro Max.
Fuck yeah!
Thank you.
That's big.
I really don't care if anyone says I have a better iPhone. You wanna know what my iPhone can do? Watch this. It turns on. And it does what phones should do. It calls people, it texts people, it does a few games, holds like 120 gig. There you go. That's all I care about. If it does those few things, that's a phone for me. That is a phone.
I'm gonna go give it to a homeless guy, so thank you.
Wait, how did you afford for this?
I didn't.
I opened up a brand new store credit card to buy it for you.
That's a terrible idea. What the fuck? I see why money is tight. What?
I realize it. I should be grateful for all the things.
I wish you would learn this lesson before I opened a brand new store credit card that's gonna fucking tank my shit now. Thank you, Robbie. Very timely lesson. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you, Robbie.
Christmas tree saves a marriage. That's really hard.
Party hard in the name of fitness. Sure, it's for a good cause. But a good cause shouldn't mean sacrificing.
I cannot take
Could I
Oh god, it's Vice.
I cannot freaking comprehend. I can literally not comprehend how, I don't know what I was gonna say now.
Man, Jesus. Don't be so hard on yourself. Yeah, it makes sense. And you have to pay for it, so.
Sorry? Right side.
Mommy here. Your car was curled up in a donut with his butt next to his head, and he goes, at his butthole.
God. Oh no. The ultimate supervillain animation battle with him looking like he got one up the butthole. He got one up the butthole. No, stop! I'm not gonna tell you what that means. You can Google it. Like, he got hard. Like, nobody cares. I'm trying to find this. What if you fell into Mercury? I'm gonna watch this video. It's about 10 minutes and 2 seconds. Just kidding. Not gonna watch that video. That's what's called an advertisement spammer. Hold on, I'm gonna look up Scrubby. What, worst? Weirdest TV commercials. Let's see. Let's see. As seen on TV.
What's up, Greg? It's me, Danny, back with another episode of These Is Some Bad Commercials. So the other day I was at dinner at Outback Steakhouse, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw this commercial. It's for a product called the Tack Light.
Yeah. You want to see my light? Let's focus it directly onto the camera. I don't know.
Your next level of luxury is at Jaguar Peoria. Jaguar Peoria is downstate Illinois' only Jaguar dealer and one of the top-rated Jaguar dealers in the nation, with more certified pre-owned Jaguars than any dealer within 100 miles. You'll enjoy a true luxury buying experience because...
What's up, Greg? I hope you're all having a great day. Welcome back to my channel. This is another episode of Buy This Thing. Sometime last year, I made a video about all of these awful as seen on TV commercials, and one of the commercials that I featured in it was for a product called the Tack Light. Oh, what a revolution the Tack Light was. I mean, to the ordinary person, if you were to just see the Tack Light, it would probably just seem like a regular flashlight that's made out of metal, and it's bright, and you can focus the beam. But if we're to believe the commercial for the Tack Light, it is truly the best flashlight to ever exist. It was revolutionary. If you watch that video, you remember the commercial had lots of weird bits in it, like the claim at the beginning that everybody has a flashlight. Everybody has a flashlight. Every person on Earth has a flashlight. No exceptions, because every baby is born with a flashlight. Or the claim that it's like bright enough to completely stun and stop robbers and murderers in their tracks, but somehow still safe enough to shine in your friend's
I guess I'm gonna try it myself.
Aircraft grade aluminum, just in case you wanted your flashlight to be as strong as a plane. But what I didn't realize when I made that video about the Tack Light commercial is that there's a whole line
my throat.
Tack products. It's not just the Tack Light.
That
They've got a
hurts.
bunch of other shit too. They've got lots of other products, and they all have commercials, and they're all ridiculous. But they're all hosted by their trusty spokesperson, Nick Bolton. He's their strong, handsome, military-looking spokesperson who you can trust because he's strong and handsome. So he must know about tools and lights and hearing aids and stuff. The reason I want to talk about these commercials is because even more so than the tack light commercial, these commercials make some pretty lofty claims about their products, and some of the premises in their commercials are just super over the top. So as if the original tack light wasn't good enough, they now have a product called the Tack Light Pro. So the Pro usually indicates that this is meant for professionals in that field, and I guess I'm just curious as to what makes a professional level flashlight user. Like, how good at using flashlights do you have to be to qualify for their target audience for this product?
Sometimes you need a flashlight, and sometimes you need a lantern.
One of my favorite things about these commercials is that they always start out with a nice, relatable attention grabber that everyone can get behind. For the tack light, it was everybody has a flashlight. But now it's sometimes you need a flashlight, and sometimes you need a lantern. Huh. I guess he's right. Sometimes you do need a flashlight. But then there's other times, completely separate times, when you need a lantern. Well, if the first sentence of the commercial is true, then the whole thing must be. I'd like to buy all your products. Nothing's more relatable than a very straightforward fact. That's like if you saw an Old Navy commercial about their jeans that was like, sometimes you need pants. Old Navy.
Our tactical line, the Tack Light Pro from Bell & Howell.
Oh, and there's our boy, Nick Bolton. He's just turning around from working on his, camo Army Hummer and his camo Army pants. Nick Bolton is a real man's man.
Now, when you need a flashlight, you'll have one of the best and brightest on the market today. And when you need a lantern, simply slide it open to reveal a Cobb LED so bright it can fill an entire room with light.
Huh. That's weird. I like that they're like, in flashlight mode, it will be one of the best and brightest on the market. But then when they turn it to lantern mode, they're like,
looks familiar, doesn't it?
It can light up a room. Except, can it even? This room doesn't even look very well lit, and I'm pretty sure that there's other light sources in this room besides the lantern. I just feel like they skimped out on the lantern function.
Hold on. Guys, I need a flashlight. My room is not properly lit, and, wait, what's that white thing over there? Oh, hey, look! It's a light switch. There we go. Problem fixed.
Flashlight.
It's weird.
When I buy a tack product, I expect the best. I expect the best
flashlight.
flashlight.
This is charging.
After all, sometimes you need a lantern.
Plus, like all of our tactical products.
See, this is why you can trust Nick, because he's been in a tank before. Have you ever been in a tank? I don't think so. So you don't know jack shit about flashlights, but Nick has been in a tank. In fact, he might even live in the tank. I don't know.
Plus, you can't say on an ad, but you can get an incredible odds boost when you bet on FanDuel Sportsbook.
I don't.
Like all of our tactical products, this one is built like a tank.
Whoa, it's built like a tank? So it has guns?
Drop it on the ground, and it keeps right on working.
Oh. It can withstand heavy gunfire?
Drop it in water, and you still don't have to worry.
Oh. Nick Bolton is inside of it?
No matter how extreme the conditions, you can always rely on a tack light.
Aww.
It can even survive getting run over by a tank. It just destroyed these other flashlights, but our tactical light, still working. That's what I call military tough.
That's what Nick Bolton calls military tough. And if you're gonna believe anybody about what's military tough, it better be Nick Bolton, because he's in the military. Wait, he is in the military, right? Wait, has he ever actually said that he's, in the army or a vet or anything? I mean, he always says things are military tough, and he's always, working on military equipment, and he's always wearing camo pants. He's gotta be in the army, right? That's why they picked him to be the spokesperson, to talk about how military tough things are. Because he's in the army, or he's a vet that you can trust about military things. Right? NickBoltonFitness.com. So this is Nick Bolton's fitness website where you can learn about fitness from Nick Bolton? Meet Nick. What? No. Okay, awards. There must be some sort of military awards. No? Pro Physique, QVC, Gateway Natural Physique Champion, National Academy of Sports Medicine. There's nothing about being in the military. Are you telling me that Nick Bolton is an actor? Then why did they hire him to talk about what things are military tough? Why is he always wearing camo pants? Why is he in a tank? He's just some guy Who's strong? What does he know about military tough? I mean, I probably know as much about military toughness as he does. Okay, that's probably not true, but most people probably do. I feel so betrayed and lied to by Nick Bolton, but I'll be damned if it doesn't make me want to buy a Tac Light Pro. So they've got lots of light-related products. They've got the Tac Light, they've got the Tac Light Pro, and they've even got the Tac Light Power Pro.
These days, it seems everybody has a tactical flashlight.
Does it? I don't think it does. I think I could name a lot of my friends that don't have tactical flashlights. That's weird. It's like they ran out of relatable things to say at the beginning of their commercials. Like, can't you just say, sometimes it's dark, and then start the commercial?
So now, it's time to take things to the next level.
Oh, and here comes Nick cruising up in his fucking tank. Why do you have a tank if you're not in the army? I mean, if he was in the army, it would make sense, because we all know that everybody in the army gets a tank. But how did Nick get one?
Nick Bolton here with the newest addition to our tactical line. We call it the Tac Light Power Pro. Power Pro is twice as good as the original. It's twice the power, so it's twice as bright.
The lies never stop. I
What?
thought the Tac Light was the most powerful flashlight that could ever be
Milk
conceived,
this,
but
huh?
here comes the Tac Light Power Pro with twice as much power and twice as bright as the original Tac Light. So why should I buy the Tac Light Power Pro when I know next year they're probably going to come out with the Tac Light Super Mega Power Pro Ultimate that is going to be twice as bright as this one? I feel like we need to pause for a sec because I feel like they're treading into dangerous territory here. I mean, the original Tac Light was already bright enough to stun murderers. It's visible from like 2 nautical miles away, they said. And this one is twice as bright as that. I feel like if these Tac Lights get any brighter, like the second you turn it on and point it at something, it's just gonna burst into flames. Imagine somebody breaking into your house in the middle of the night and you take out your new Tac Light Ultimate and you put it in self-defense mode and you shine it at the intruder and you just set him ablaze. Now that is a self-defense mode. They've got other great products that have nothing to do with light, such as Tac Mender, so you can fucking glue your pants back together.
A torn pocket in everyday life?
Oh, man.
That's no problem. But what do you do when it happens in the field? Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, man. Oh, man.
I'm Nick Bolton, and I use this. Tac Mender. Liquid sewing solutions aren't new, but some of us, we need tougher solutions that can hold up in the harshest conditions.
Man, shut up. We know you're not in the army. It's so weird. It's like they're trying to make it seem like he's like a military expert without ever actually saying it. Like putting this clip of people army crawling under barbed wire, a thing that you do in like military training camps, over him talking about how some of us need a little bit stronger glue. If they're not trying to imply that he's in the army, then I don't know what they're trying to imply. But some of us just sometimes randomly put on military gear and army crawl under barbed wire fence for fun. And so we need better glue for when our clothes rip.
Use it to fix a belt loop or patch a hole.
Good to see
Even the
that.
most embarrassing tears are quickly and durably repaired.
Why would the level of embarrassingness have anything to do with how fixable the tear is? This glue can withstand unprecedented levels of embarrassment. Even though it seems like most of their products are being marketed towards like middle-aged people to older people, a lot of their commercials add in these really high-stakes scenarios that like no average person would ever come across. Like this commercial for the Tac glasses.
Look, ordinary sunglasses just make things darker, which could be deadly in a tactical situation. But Tac glasses improve optical clarity, so you can see clearly even in low light.
You know, like when you're just taking a casual hike out in the wilderness and some dude in full military garb pops out with binoculars and a walkie-talkie and orders a missile strike on you. You'll be prepared with the Tac glasses, because you'll see him. And then you'll blow up. Okay, the Tac glasses seem great, but what about when you need a lighter, but you're all wet because you're sneaking around a swamp in full military gear? A problem we all face. But don't worry, because the Tac lighter works even when it's wet. So you can continue to
plasma lighter.
whatever the fuck this is. And I'm just gonna go on record and say, if this dude isn't in a military situation right now, then whatever he's
Plasma
doing
lighter.
is
That's
almost
the only.
definitely
We're gonna
illegal.
start watching. You wanna watch?
Maybe. I really wish I could watch it now. It's Friday. It's Friday. I really want to stream today.
Can we watch it and then I'll?
Meet the people
If
who
it's
make
good,
these
I'll let you.
commercials. Because do they think that this is how real life is? Yeah, I do need a body camera on me at all times because this is something that could definitely happen in just this way. I'll be walking to my car and some teenage hooligan will come along skateboarding on his skateboard, scratching every car he sees with his key, and as he rides away, he'll hold up his key so I know that he's keyed my car with a key, and he'll snicker at me. and then I'll skate off, never to be seen again. That's why I need a body camera on me, recording at all times.
Inspired by the state-of-the-art and tactical technology.
He always says things like that, like, this product is inspired by the gear our elite military uses. I would really like to see how this $20 camera compares to the gear that our elite military uses.
TAC camera continuously captures up to 8 gigabytes of high-definition video and audio.
Whoa, 8 gigabytes of video? That's perfect. That's almost enough for 2 hours of video. So you could use it as a security system. You could leave it in your car overnight, as long as you only sleep for 2 hours.
Now, when the unexpected happens, you'll have the evidence you need to get the justice you deserve.
Ah, and the day is saved by the TAC camera. This skateboarding hooligan was stopped in his tracks because this guy went little camera on his pocket. I guess his teenage hooligan rebellious personality immediately just faded away when the guy went, hey! Like he went from to, oh man, you caught me. Well, I guess I'll just wait. Then they'll arrest me.
Use your TAC camera to relive one-of-a-kind experiences. To be ready to capture every magic moment.
Did they green screen themselves? Outside? How hard is it to just walk outside and film?
Plus, you don't have to be a computer genius to use a TAC camera. With just a few clicks, you can view, download, and save your videos for later.
Wow, this does look pretty easy. You just plug it into your computer and click randomly on your trackpad a few times, and the video just comes up and starts playing.
TAC camera is everything you've come to expect from a quality Bell & Howell product. It's what I call military tough.
Shut the fuck up.
State-of-the-art body cams can cost hundreds of dollars.
That's because they're good.
But you won't pay that much for a TAC camera.
That's because it's bad. You know how I know it's a bad camera? Because they never once show footage from the camera. And I've looked at reviews on YouTube of the camera, and it's a really bad camera. Well, guys, that's about it. I think it's safe to say I'll be buying all of their products. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe.
Say I might actually have one of the TAC cameras.
Greg is my fan base on YouTube, and all you have to do is subscribe and turn on notifications to become a Greg yourself. Greg is the strongest army on the internet and the fastest growing army on the internet. Please don't look that up. Whatever you do, don't Google it. I mean, if you did, don't get me wrong, it would say that I was right, but please don't Google it because it's a sort of a trust exercise, and you can't really be Greg if you don't trust me. So please don't Google that. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you, Tessa. Really interesting video where I find out that I'm half elf. Bye! This video is over now. Go find something else to watch.
Hostile castles, extremely confusing ads, bad ads.
Are you ready for a faster way to win?
Are you ready? Somebody pointing at me for 3 seconds. Why are you pointing at me, baby?
What's up, Greg?
Why aren't you pointing at me, Dad?
This, of course, is another episode of Badads, the show where we look at the worst ads on the internet. I'm your host, Danny, the sexiest rat on all of YouTube. Man, the weird ads just keep on coming. I keep thinking that I'm not going to have enough material to make another video about bad ads, but they just keep on rolling in. People keep sending them to me, and they're so uniquely weird every time. Like this one, which somebody says, after 2 touchdowns, you are legally allowed to play Super Bowl, which is a promise that there's no way they would be able to uphold. You're telling me if I score 2 points in this game, I'm legally allowed to just
That's right, guys. If you place 2 blocks Minecraft,
put on a jersey and just start playing. I love how it's
you're legally allowed to
like they didn't even make it seem
be
like
the president of the United
States. Really good at this game. You just have to score
That's right. If you're from Asia or like I don't know, Africa or Europe, and you place a block, you can become the president. I'm not sorry.
Super Bowl. Like there's some other game named Super Bowl.
Rayce A Abbott arrested for President Scandal 2021.
Where you play as a bull with a cape and you fly around and save the day. Oh, here's another good one I got. It's an ad for a game that's clearly all about baseball. Got the American League versus the National League. You can bat. But the caption says free addicting football game. So I was like, oh, this must be a game where you can play like multiple different sports. Like you can play football, you can play baseball, you can play basketball. They've got a bunch of sports just compiled into one game. But according to the ad itself, this game is literally called baseball. So I'm pretty sure it's just about baseball. Man, say what you want about baseball, but it's America's favorite pastime for a reason. because it's the most addicting football game. Oh man, we have a lot of good ads this time. There's probably the weirdest ad I've ever seen, which we will talk about later on. Okay, this next one must be popping up for like all of my followers because people keep sending me this ad, so I can't not talk about it. It's for a game called Hustle Castle, which I think is a pretty popular game.
God.
It has like thousands of reviews on the App Store, so I'm guessing a lot of people play it. But this ad for it is just really weird and kind of makes me uncomfortable. Okay, so here it is, and I just don't really know what's going on in this ad.
No, I'm so dumb.
Tell me. You start out as a newbie and you're kind of this punk girl, and then as you level up, you just get shorter, and your boobs get bigger, and your hands go from looking like regular fists to kind of looking like little tiny nubs. I don't know, you get shorter and get bigger boobs, and that's how you level up in the game? Is this game supposed to be medieval themed? It's called Hustle Castle. And yet you go from being like a punk looking kind of girl to being in this like sexy, suave red dress, neither of which seem very medieval. And the caption is, you can do everything in this game. Really? Because I can't figure out even one thing that you can do in this game. It's just people standing still and looking kind of like drowsily at the camera. I mean, if you really can do everything in this game, this ad does not do a very good job of presenting that. So like I said, I think that this ad is getting targeted towards a lot of people that follow me because I've been getting this one requested a lot. But apparently, this game, Hustle Castle, has like a shit ton of ads, and this is not the weirdest one. In fact, this is probably the most tame one. Apparently, Hustle Castle has been like spamming Twitter with these ads. They're all over, and they're all really weirdly sexual, and they make me very uncomfortable. I've seen tweets of people saying that they blocked the account that was giving them ads for this, and they kept getting ads because apparently the company that makes this game has like multiple accounts, so that even if you block one, you'll still keep getting ads for it, and you have to block all of them to stop. But I mean, come on. How bad could the ads possibly be? You're probably wondering. It's just a mobile game ad. Like, how messed up could they possibly make an ad for such a cartoonish, harmless app?
All you need to launch a celebrated art career, a cheap studio, a happy career-making accident, and a Squarespace online...
Huh?
So, does this answer your question? What the fuck is going on here? I honestly don't know. And I certainly don't want to hazard a guess because I fear it's too heinous to say. I'm not trying to get demonetized. Actually, probably just even showing this
nobody
ad is
under
gonna get me
18, video game
demonetized.
controller
I don't know how
player.
this passes Twitter's guidelines for promoted material. This seems pretty fucked up. Okay, so this one's got the same caption as the other one. You can do everything in this game. I guess that caption makes a little bit more sense in this context. I guess in order to prove that you can do everything in this game, they had to show something that no other game would do. To be like, yeah, we really did add in everything, even shit that you would never want to do and shouldn't be in games. We even added that in, so you can do everything in this game. I would like to know who this ad appeals to. Like, who sees this ad and is like, oh, finally, a game that lets you do everything, even the stuff that I want to do, which is this. I didn't even know that this kind of thing existed until I saw this ad, but now that I know that it exists, I want to do it. I'm so tired of games where you have to save the damsel in distress. I want to be the one putting the damsel in distress. I would like to be distressing the damsel. And what better way to distress the damsel than this? I can't think of a single better way. She looks pretty fucking distressed to me. Actually, she doesn't. She looks pretty tame, to be honest. Especially considering what's happening to her. She's just kind of like, aww, kind of disappointed. Not this again. Okay, this one has a different caption. Not children's game! Not children's game! So at first when I saw this ad, I thought, uh-oh, this is not good. I was like, is this woman about to seduce two gigantic dragons and have sex with them? But then I thought, no, Danny, get your mind out of the gutter, you pervert, you rapscallion. There's no way that this mobile game would be advertising that you can be a woman and have sexual intercourse with two gigantic dragons. There's no way that they would put that in a game. But that was foolish. Because you can do everything in this game. And that includes dragon birth. That's right. Because level 13 is dragon birth. This is the next ad that I saw for this game. I saw them in sequential order, and boy was I surprised when I saw this. So apparently when you reach level 13 in the game, you have sex with some dragons, and then it's time to just start popping out dragon eggs. You're in pain, in great pain, screaming, it appears. The doctor's shocked because he's never seen anything like it. He's holding your little dragon eggs, and the dragon is just peering through the window like, hell yeah, I did that. I'd just like to point out one thing, because I don't know a lot, but I do know just one thing about childbirth, and that's that the woman supplies the eggs. So do you mean to tell me that the woman had dinosaur eggs in her this whole time? Maybe that's why the doctor's so confused. He's like, wait, did you have dinosaur eggs?
I just did something that biologists would hate, and that would make no sense and make any trained biologists kill themselves mainly from the horrible logic that is displayed in this advertisement.
A little bit more, it'll start to make sense. Honestly, this whole situation is messed up, but I do think that it is a little rude of them to not at least let the dragon into the hospital. He's got to be peering through the window to watch the birth of his firstborn son. Come on. It seems a little bit barbaric and, dare I say it, racist against dragons. If he's willing to be there for his darling bride on this most important day of her life, I think he should be allowed in the delivery room. He's being a supportive father, but no, instead he just has to stick his long-ass neck in through the window and watch his wife give birth to his dragon spawn. This ad just doesn't even make sense. What are they trying to show? When you go from level 15 pro to level 35 master, nothing changes. You get a different color jumpsuit, and that's it. Nothing else happens. Your butt is still just as round, and you still got little nubs for hands, and tiny baby feet. I'm astounded by how tiny their feet are. Did nobody notice that when they were making this? They literally have baby feet. You can do everything in this game. There's mom and dad, and there's their daughter, and you can do everything in this game. And they're all just kind of looking at each other. So, what the hell do you guys think this one means? Because I'm definitely not liking the look of it. Is that the doctor from the earlier? Yeah, it is. Oh, he has a family of his own. What the hell is this game? Like, what do you even do in this game? I've seen so many ads for this game and could not tell you, like, what the gameplay is. Is it like an RPG? Do you just walk around doing whatever the hell you want? You can have sex with a dragon, you could do whatever that is. You just sit around with your big butt and your tiny little feet and just look at the camera. What do you do in this game? So I went to the actual App Store page for this app to take a look. So the game is called Hustle Castle Fantasy Kingdom. Co-op battles, build the castle of your dreams, crush the enemy, take part in adventures, conquer the world, complete hundreds of missions. So basically, none of the stuff that was in the ads. Just a regular medieval fantasy game. So then, what's up with the ads? Okay, we've reached the point in the video where I would now like to talk about my favorite ad maybe ever. This is an ad for a game called Polysphere. A lot of people sent me this ad, so I'm guessing that a good number of you might have seen this. It seems like they advertised it to a lot of people. They probably spent a lot of money advertising this, and I just have endless questions about this ad. So at first it just seems like a pretty normal
that's a nice
ad for a game. It looks like this game where you have to move around this like cloud of fragmented pieces until you get the image that you are supposed to get. But then a couple seconds into the ad, text messages start popping up on the top of the screen from someone named X, who I guess is supposed to be some past lover of ours. They immediately start going off and insulting us, as you can clearly see by her first text, which says, "You suck." And they just keep popping up at the top of the screen, just weird insults. And it's hard to even tell, like, what she's upset about or what she's trying to get across, because they're just kind of, like, vague and confusing insults. Like, does she know that we're playing this game and she knows we're having a hard time solving the puzzle, and that's why she's texting us? Because it's things like, gonna cry? Gonna piss your pants, maybe? Huh? Little baby gonna piss your pants? Little kid. So it's pretty weird, right? It's a pretty weird ad. Definitely very confusing. It doesn't really make you want to download the game. Doesn't really explain why your ex would be texting you such mean things while you're trying to play this game. But guess what? It gets weirder. Because we haven't turned on the sound yet. Because not only is your ex texting you insults while you're playing the game, she's also, like, apparently standing right next to you and verbally insulting you while you play the game. So I'm just gonna play the ad once through and just let you listen to the whole thing and just take it all in.
Ha ha ha. You think you can just let me come into your life and then just dispose of me like a battery? You're mine, Josh. Not your girlfriend's, not God's. You're mine, Josh. Mine. Not your so-called pastors.
I need to freak. Someone freak me in the butt without mercy.
FanDuel's made it incredibly easy to try sports betting for the big game. Yeah, I'm not legally allowed to call it, so it's not nearly as easy to tell you about it. Join today to get...
No, I don't. I actually no. I'm just kidding. I want to gamble. I'm going to gamble $10,000. I'm gonna lose it all instantly, and then I'm gonna be stuck on the streets.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Don't look at me. So, like, I'm so confused how this is even an advertisement for the game. Is this what they're trying to tell us will happen if we play the game? Like, you'll download it, and then all of a sudden your ex will start texting you and telling you how bad you are at the game, and then not only will she be texting you, but she'll also be standing right next to you, just bent over and yelling in your ear about how bad you are at the game? Or no, not even how bad you are at the game. That's not, because that's not what she's talking about. She's saying some weird random shit about how you're hers forever. This ad has got to be one of the weirdest I've ever seen, because not only is the whole concept weird and makes no sense, but like the more times you listen to it, the more you catch little details that make it even weirder. It's like a fever dream. Like the weird laugh at the beginning. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. What a lazy, evil laugh. Ha ha ha. Then she says, "You think you can dispose of me like a battery?"
You think you can just let me come into your life and then just dispose of me like a battery?
Like, is that the first thing you think of when you think of disposable
I didn't
things?
dispose
A
of you
battery?
because
I
you
can
were
think
like
of so many
0.9
other
volts.
things that I throw away
I
more often
disposed
than
of you
batteries.
well,
Napkins.
1.5. That's right, I wasted
Batteries.
you.
Okay, so I guess it's just napkins. But she should have said napkin. Then she starts saying, "You're mine. You're not this person's. You're not that person's. You're not so and so's. You're mine.
You're mine, Josh."
And there's like no rhyme or reason that I can discern for the people that she's listing.
You're
She says,
mine.
not
You don't know what
your
else mine.
girlfriends,
A bump
not
back
God's, which is a really drastic jump. Going
That's
from
just, I
like,
really
your
don't
new
come back to
girlfriend has
shotgun.
nothing on me. You're gonna come
You want
crawling
some?
back to me in no
Come and
time.
get it,
You do
baby.
not belong to God, bitch! You belong to me! Just seems a little drastic. Then she says you're not your so-called pastors. Why does she say, what does so-called pastor mean? What, is he not a real pastor? What does she know that we don't about our pastor? Not that homeless person that dresses up in a robe and goes out in public and yells at people about the end of the world that you call your pastor? Then she says not God again. She says God twice.
Not God's.
Don't know why she had to circle back to that. Just had to make it really clear. You are not God's. You're not your girlfriend's. You're not God's. You're not your pastor. And you're definitely not God's.
Now and forever.
I really feel like some backstory would be really helpful in this ad, but at the same time, I definitely don't want any more information about what's going on. I hope that I don't sound insane and that this ad really is as weird as I think it is, but I've watched this so many times, just trying to figure out, like, the thought process behind making this. Like, what did they think that they were doing? Who did they think they were gonna persuade to download the app by making this? I don't understand. Alright, well, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications to join Greg. Greg is my family here on YouTube. All you have to do to join is subscribe and turn on notifications, and then guess what? You are officially blood related to everybody else in Greg. That's how it works, because we're a family. Don't ask any questions, and definitely don't look it up. It is true. If you want to snag tickets to come see me on tour, here are all of the shows that still have tickets available. If you go to wearetwodifferentpeopletour.com or the link in the description, you can snag those. Make sure you do that quick. Thank you, Taryn Does Art, for turning on my notifications. You are truly Greg. I'll see you guys next time with a really interesting video where I cry so much that I fill up this entire room and I drown in a pool of my own tears. Bye! This video is over now.
Candy Ken, oh my god, no one wants to make me end my own life more than Candy Ken. I hate Candy Ken. I hope he trips down the stairs. Actually, I don't. I hope he trips down 5 consecutive stairs. I hope he trips down these stairs. And then he breaks his brains all over the freaking the ground.
Lately, he's super popular on TikTok. He's got like 8 million followers. His videos are some of the weirdest things I've ever seen on TikTok. Every time they pop up on my For You page, I'm like, dang, this is really weird, and I feel like I need more context. So I go to his profile and watch more of his TikToks, only to realize that the context I'm looking for does not exist. But today, I'm actually not going to be talking about his TikToks. One, because most of his TikToks are just snippets from his YouTube videos that are cut down for TikTok, but with a popular song playing over them, and I don't want to get copyright claimed. And two, because the rest of them are ads for some app called TikTok Tracker.
I downloaded TikTok Tracker and they gave me all my fans and followers.
Which is some app that helps you gain followers on TikTok, which I'm almost certain is against TikTok's terms of service to like use third-party apps to gain followers. But also I'm pretty sure the ads in general are illegal because they don't say that they're ads on them, but they very clearly are. But he does them a lot. He really wants you to download TikTok Tracker. The best introduction for Candy Ken is probably this music video that he made called Candy Ken Visco Disco, which he made because he is a self-proclaimed Visco girl. So let's take a look.
Sipping on my hydroblast, saving turtles is a blast. Scrunchies in a messy bun, save the planet, so much fun.
I want to freak my eyes out. Just let me know.
Oh man, what a fun concept. Or I guess it would have been like months ago when the Visco Girl thing was popular. And to be fair, he released this video in December, but he kind of put all of his eggs in one basket with this whole Visco Girl thing, because that's like his big thing is that he's a Visco Girl, and I don't think that's very popular anymore. But he's kind of built his whole online presence around being a Visco Girl, so he's kind of stuck doing it now. But if you thought this music video was a lot to look at, then dear God do I feel sorry for you, because you have no idea what's coming. It gets worse. It gets a lot worse, motherfucker. So let's watch one of his regular videos. This one is called My Girlfriend is Pregnant. It was posted on April 1st. See if you can try to guess what the ending of this video is going to be based on the date it was posted.
Last time on Candy Can. You poop on my new iPhone. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And don't forget to subscribe.
Oh man, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a really fun video. I realize.
I don't know what to do with my life anymore. Holy God, I'm just stuck. I'm almost about to vomit. I almost feel like vomiting. How do you willingly make that content? And how does one say, ah! Ah! It's IT, pink hair. Ah, look at me! Ah, it's the hackers! Ah, I got my girlfriend pregnant! Ah! And then you're like, oh my God. You know what I did? I did something today. I'm popular for some reason. People waste their time just to watch me. How do you do that?
Off the bat, this is not
I'd
a very
freaking
good
delete my
first impression
channel
of
if I had to
Candy
do
Ken.
that.
He seems to be caught
Cringe.
in some very compromising circumstances. In the first one, he's like, "Oh, my girlfriend peed in the pool. Ew!" But he's also like,
oh no, somebody
the
dropped the
pool,
mustard gas. Sound of Nox Nate from Apex Legends. From Apex Legends, freaking jumping. Clang.
Arby's roast beef. Now 5 for $10.
Come on. Where's my clippers?
Glowing fluorescent pee. And then in the next shot, his girlfriend poops on his phone. So I don't know if his girlfriend's like supposed to be 1 year old or why she's always pooping and peeing everywhere. They never explain it, but it definitely makes you worried about what's going to happen in this video, doesn't it? If that's what happened previously on Candy Ken. Also, is this not the most confusing previously on this show sequence you've ever seen? Like, how did that in any way help us figure out what's going on in this series or what's about to happen? It's just like, oh no, my girlfriend peed in the pool. Yay, let's dance in the pool. Oh, now she shit on my phone. Now my girlfriend's killing my dog. Guys, my bones are getting squishy. Don't forget to subscribe.
My guns are getting squishy. I know where that's from.
Better off with no introduction, because I really feel like I'm flying blind and confused into this video. I don't know what to expect, but only one way to find out.
Oh my God, baby, what's happening?
I feel really sick. I feel freaking sick.
Oh, no.
Is it COVID?
No, just come on, guys. Oh, no.
Actually, wait.
What is it?
It's my belly.
Your belly?
My belly.
What's wrong with your belly?
You're not pregnant. You're not pregnant. You're skinnier than a twig
Okay,
on a diet.
There's a lot going
like,
on.
you're literally skinnier than
I
a
think we can all
twig
agree
that got
too much
choked out of
going on.
nutrients
Almost to the point
in
where I feel like
Chernobyl.
I should apologize for not properly preparing you for this, because I've already watched this video and I'm still overwhelmed. I'm still more or less in my fight or flight response. That honestly is kind of how I feel. I'm like, I either want to get away or I want to get the fuck away. I'm in my flight or flight response. Basically, all you gotta know is that this is Candy Ken, and this is Candy Ken's girlfriend, Baby J. So I guess the name kind of explains why she's peeing and pooping everywhere. It's because she's a baby. She's Candy Ken's girlfriend. She talks like Marge Simpson most of the time. She doesn't always. Sometimes she just talks like a normal girl. And she's having some pretty gnarly tummy troubles.
What do you mean, baby?
Oh, my belly. Ow, ow.
Just use some potassium. Isn't that what potassium does again? Potassium helps with tummy issues.
So she says she's pregnant. And she also says
You're
that she can
skinnier
feel the
than a
baby kicking,
twig!
despite the fact that she's nowhere near far enough along for that to happen. Doesn't that...
You're
It takes,
skinnier
like,
than a
months for you to start
shotgun
being able to feel
shell.
the baby kick, right? That's gotta be one strong fetus, dude. Either that or it's not a baby and you need to get help right away. You got like an alien inside you. So Baby J is having a baby.
A xenomorph.
Does baby have baby?
What do you mean? Can't be. We're not pregnant and we don't do this. Inappropriate. Super inappropriate.
Why is he scolding her? If she's pregnant, it's probably because of something you did, right? He's like, inappropriate.
I'm sorry, you've been doing some no-no content behind our
Learn
backs.
some manners. Because it's very rude to get pregnant. By me.
No, guys. She's lying. I would have never. We didn't even kiss yet. Are you crazy? How can you be pregnant?
I think I'm pregnant. I'm definitely pregnant.
He says it differently every time. I'm pregnant. I think I'm pregnant.
Pregnant.
Definitely.
The way this video is shot, I'm sure you've noticed, is also insane. Who is filming this? Is Usain Bolt filming this? This fucking... This video's filmed like their apartment is in a small...
Hey, okay, we're gonna be filming C's colors on Candy Camp.
Also, the cameraman keeps like zooming in on the sides of their faces and like their shoulders.
Guys, look at this.
Behind them instead of actually doing.
My ear has been cleaned in 1 week. Oh no, the batteries fell off my remote.
I'm pregnant, baby. No, say it ain't so. Pricky prick. Oh no, baby, no.
I never noticed how hot Candy Ken's neck is, dude. Look at that thing. It's thick. It's like a tree trunk.
Hey, huh? Keep filming, dude. My girlfriend's prickle nut.
Here, look it.
What is it?
Your belly looks like you've been exercising for a full 2 weeks straight, or 2 months straight, actually.
Okay, I got just the thing. This for your legs. Yes. Okay. Here we go.
What is that? Are you giving birth to a little tiny mouse? Or is that baby suffering from severe malnutrition?
There we go.
Did she actually just get hurt? It sounded like she snapped out of character for a second there. She was like, ow! 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 Fuck! Ow! Ow! It was weird. It was like we got a glimpse into the real person that is this character. So they decided they should get a pregnancy test, so they suit up in these ridiculous outfits, and then they're off to CVS.
Alright, guys, we're in downtown LA.
Weird way to start a scene. Just standing there. She's got her head down like she's all defeated. He's standing there like a video game character before you pick up the controller. Just... Hey guys, my girlfriend's pricky whack.
Move really careful because the virus is everywhere, guys. The virus could be
Harry, watch out. She, I don't know, why you're giving birth to COVID, because, is that why you're in biohazard? Because, you know, COVID, biohazard, giving birth to COVID.
They think the virus is like a dinosaur or something.
Hey, look, it is a virus. It is a HIV virus.
Be careful. The virus could be anywhere, and its vision is based on movement.
You're the virus. You're the virus.
Just not talking to anyone. Who is she talking to? There's no employees around. Just walking around the aisles of a store, not talking to anyone. Like, excuse me, where's the pregnancy tests? I'm pregnant. I am pregnant. Yeah. Did she not know they were filming? She's just like, yeah. She's like, wow, look at this plastic wall. Babe, check out, they got a big plastic wall over the pharmacy. She's just like, yeah, I get it, babe. Why did he keep in the parts where she breaks character?
Please, no, baby, please, no. Are you crazy?
One of my favorite parts about their videos, this happens in like all of them, is that like every other word out of their mouth is, are you crazy? Are you crazy?
Are you crazy? Are you crazy?
They say it so much. In this video alone, I think they've said it like 5 times already. And you know what? I'm starting to think it's because they both actually are crazy. Are you crazy? Yes. 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 Are you crazy?
We got the pregnancy test. Now we can find out about the belly. Hurry up, I'm not the people, man.
Give this hoe some potassium. Wait, does potassium really help with tummy aches?
It's my freaking stalker!
No way.
That's my stalker!
I don't know what's going on here. I'm at a loss for words. I've watched a lot of their videos. I don't know who that guy is. There was
Potassium in an upset stomach. You risk cardiovascular disease and increase if you do not consume enough potassium.
I've never seen him before. I really hope it's not just some random guy. Either way,
hey look, fit women touching her painful stomach. If you take potassium supplements on an empty stomach, you're likely to experience stomach pain. Also,
I can't see the phone. I don't know.
Ah, she's a fit woman, so she probably and she has tummy aches, and then is not pregnant. Theory or solution: you should consume potassium and stop being a mother of an idiot.
I don't know how the person who's shooting the video doesn't realize that he's totally fucking up all of the YouTube shots.
If I made my cousin watch this content for at least 3 weeks straight, I bet you in like the first week or under, he would probably come to ending his own life. This content is the dumbest content I've ever seen.
Oh. It's the app again. It's the TikTok tracker app.
Okay, we got the test. We're gonna find out if Baby J is pregnant or not. Are you belly? Are you belly? Your belly, show your belly.
Stop, no, don't show my belly.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
Just cut those parts out. The parts where she's in pain and like, ow, ow. At this point, I'm expecting the video to end, but them to just not cut off the end of it. Like they're like, and cut. All right, let's take this fucking shit off. It's weird. Why did you keep hurting me? And it's just like 8 hours of them going about their regular day and just sitting on the couch and being like, why do we do this?
Okay, guys, the moment of the truth, the moment we've all been waiting for.
I know.
Oh my God, the moment we
And potassium deficiency. And cut.
Alright, we're gonna find out. Oh, is she gonna... I hope she's not gonna pee on it right here, is she? It seems like something she would do, where she would just start peeing right then and there. I hope she goes into a different room or something.
Oh. Okay, bite on it for 5 minutes and then we're gonna see the test results.
Bite on it? Uh-oh. Do they think pregnancy tests and thermometers are the same thing? Aw, shit, man.
I'm hot. I'm pregnant.
Man, I have a fever and I'm pregnant? Yeah, that's how it works.
What are you doing?
I'll be right back.
Okay. What is she doing, guys?
I'm really gonna get him this time. I'm gonna get him super hard.
Now he's breaking character. Like, the second he's not in the shot, he's just like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go get a snack. The shot kind of had, like, Bigfoot vibes. Many people have seen this man, but none have gotten close enough and lived to tell the tale.
If he took out the video content, this would be an interest to a point.
Yeah, no need to wait for for the 10 fire trucks to pass. You've already spent, I mean, like 10 minutes on this video at most. You can't afford to spend any more. You gotta just keep trucking through. No time to stop. Even when the audio's ruined. Even when you're out of character. Just keep plowing through.
What is it? What is it? Baby, baby!
Potassium deficiency. Shut the F up, man.
Wow. Such moving cinematography. I mean, I realized how weird this kid's life's gonna be. My dad's name is Candy, and my mom is a baby. You could say my life is pretty crazy.
You got me so good. Don't miss the next episode.
Well, that's the end of that video, and I was gonna watch more, but quite frankly, I'm exhausted from that. Which means, now it's time to hear from our sponsor, ExpressVPN. Been spending a lot of time on the internet lately, have ya? Me too. That's because we live in the 21st century, and that's what people do. We go on the internet, and we browse. Now more than ever, I've been browsing, I've been surfing, I've been logging on to the World Wide Web, which is why I'm glad that I have ExpressVPN. Not just because it keeps my data safe from my internet service provider or online advertisers knowing what I'm up to, but also because ExpressVPN makes your internet better. It gives you more possibilities. You can watch more videos on streaming services. For example, you can watch Harry Potter on Canadian Netflix. All you gotta do is get ExpressVPN, change your server location to Canada, log into Netflix, and bada bing, bada boom. You got Harry, Ron, and his friend Weasley, and they're all going on a wacky, fun adventure. Customer support. It's super easy to use. Couldn't be easier in my opinion. You just click the button and then suddenly you are using it. They're also the best rated VPN out there. They're rated #1 by TechRadar, CNET, The Verge, and most importantly, yours truly. So find out how you can get 3 months for free by visiting the link in the description. That's expressvpn.com/Danny Gonzalez. One more time for the kids in the back. That's expressvpn.com/Danny Gonzalez. ExpressVPN's a great service. Again, I use it every day, so I hope you guys enjoy using ExpressVPN as much as I do. So thank you for checking out ExpressVPN, and thank
It's the President's Day Super Sale at Denver.
Wait, is my friend even on?
$100 on every 1,000 you spend. Or get the Summit Firm for only $189.99. Plus 7 years no interest financing and free shipping. The President's Day Super Sale, only at Denver Mattress.
Yes, I do invest, but I would love an app that's going to make my work easier. So whenever I'm on the go, whenever I'm traveling, I can just pick up.
Well, I'm checking my friend in here. This neighborhood's going along just nice. I think there's gonna be like a much more houses over here. It's gonna be great. Like this house has like a capacity of 1. That one I think is like. This one's like 2, I think. 4. Probably 4 again. 4, maybe 2. I don't know, this entire town, right, like this segment of town right here probably has a capacity of at least 15. That's great. Wonder where my phone went. Oh, there it is. I dropped it on the. Oh, I almost fell on my chair.
I'm sorry, the person you...
Come on. Actually, we're gonna move on the periodic table. Next is barium. Ooh, lanthium.
Tonight, I'll be eating chicken tikka masala with garlic naan. Cheers.
I will again. Patrick. That's Sir Patrick. Ooh.
So here we have a sample of barium. So barium's going to the bottom of the group 2, or alkali metals. So this is a rod of barium we've got in here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to hopefully, if I get the top off, it's really hard. I've got 4 pairs of gloves on here, so it's all quite hard. Everything's very, very difficult to move. I want to put it down for a second.
Barium is a heavy element. I believe that this is some sort of barium ore, and it's a really heavy piece of mineral, much heavier than you might expect, seeing its size. And
where'd you get it?
I found this just lying around while on a walk somewhere. I think it may be barium sulfate. But I'm not a mineralogist, so I may be completely wrong. But it's a nice piece, and I have it as an ornament in my office.
I'm hoping it'll come out. Aha, there we go. So that's the end of our rod of barium. So what we can do, is barium's quite soft, so we should be able to file a little bit of barium off. And we do that so we can have some barium starting material, so we can react it with things and make barium compounds. There it is. So this is a 100-gram rod of barium. I don't think we've used too much, so there probably is close on 100 grams there.
Because barium is a heavy element, it has quite an important medical use, because heavy elements scatter X-rays, so that if you shine X-rays on a solution or suspension of barium, it looks black. And because the X-rays don't go through. So if you want to take pictures of the soft part of somebody's body, it's easy to take pictures of their bones, but if you want to look at their gut or their throat or their intestines, they don't show up on X-rays. So you feed them what is called a barium meal, if they take it through their mouth, or a barium enema, if they take it through the other end, and you pump in quite large quantities of some barium salt, and then when you X-ray them, the part that's filled up, or just has been coated with it, looks black, or white if you look at the X-ray in negative, which people quite often do.
Ooh.
So it's very useful for a fairly straightforward X-ray imaging of people's bodies.
Have you ever had a barium meal?
Fortunately not. It's not meant to taste very nice. I think they put peppermint or something into it to pretend that you're enjoying it, but drinking a large quantity of barium, I think, is not enormous fun. And people use barium because it's really non-toxic, if you took that amount of lead or mercury, you might get a better picture, but you'd be dead.
So what we should be able to do, hopefully, because this barium is soft, we should be able to file a little bit of the barium onto this foil. This is what I'm hoping to do. Let's see if I'm a girly girl now. Oh, I can see little bits coming off, actually, but they're very, very small. So they're very... that was a bigger bit. So I'll show you this again in a minute, but you can see how we're kind of starting to clean off the surface. So we're kind of taking that sort of tarnished layer off.
Many elements suddenly become fashionable. And in the 1980s, late 1980s, barium became fashionable as one of the components of the so-called high-temperature superconductors. A superconductor is a material which has zero electrical resistance. And people discovered that...
Hey. Yo, guess what I got? I got a semi-auto / pump action shotgun.
What?
Real life. I have my microphone if you really want to join. You don't have to, but you can. Let's continue on barium.
Yttrium and copper, barium, yttrium cuprate, and related compounds when they were cooled to liquid nitrogen temperature, 77 degrees absolute, minus 196 centigrade, became superconductors.
Whoa! Apart from shaky hands, so I've got, hopefully, some very sort of fine barium turnings now. So you can see that, okay, we have a little bit of tarnish in there, but also they...
You join the microphone?
Quite a shiny...
What, Gunnar? What are you doing? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm talking to my girlfriend right now. I'll be right there.
You want to join or no?
I will here in a second.
As well on some of the bits.
So, there's my barium nitrate, and again I'm going to add some of my combustion mixture now. We're using the energy of that combustion of the sugar to excite the barium so that we can observe its emission spectrum, or the flame test colour. Again, pour it
The
out.
flame color. It's a black strip with these color lines. It's kind of a bluish greenish color.
So this time, again, we saw the same exciting chemical reaction. We saw that same exothermic reaction. Lots of CO2, lots of steam again. But this time the flame was coloured green. And this is the characteristic apple green, which is associated with barium salts. So much more exciting flame test.
All the elements in this group, group 2, have fluorides that are insoluble. And they're very nice materials. They look like glass, and you can put them in water and they don't dissolve. And this is extremely useful for a technique called infrared spectroscopy, where you're putting essentially heat rays through some sort of liquid to measure the spectrum, how the light is absorbed. And especially if you're using water or something that's wet, salts of calcium fluoride, barium fluoride are really good for making the windows. Here's quite a large window. You can see my eye through it. This one, unfortunately, is cracked, so it's no use anymore. This is calcium fluoride. And calcium fluoride is much cheaper than barium fluoride. So if you can get away with it, you use calcium fluoride for an experiment. The problem is that calcium ions are quite light, and the fluoride and calcium ions vibrate in the crystal through thermal energy, and these vibrations absorb infrared light. Barium is much heavier, so barium fluoride vibrates more slowly, and so it absorbs much longer wavelength light. So in a particular experiment, if you need to get that region of a spectrum, you have to go for barium fluoride instead. I tried calling one of my colleagues in the other office, see if he had a piece of barium fluoride. A barium fluoride window, can't find it. So you can see calcium fluoride, barium fluoride will look exactly the same. But honesty makes us say this is not barium fluoride.
So we have this one big blob, and we have the finely divided barium as well. Okay, we're going to try and put that in water and see how it reacts. Okay, so what's happening is we are seeing the barium reacting with the water. I think our big blob is still going, actually. The barium is reacting with the water. What we're doing is we're producing hydrogen gas. And what I think is probably barium hydroxide. So that's what's precipitating out of solution.
Next is lanthanum, which actually probably is by the name of lanthanide.
It's the first element in the series called the rare earths. They're not terribly rare, but nevertheless they're called rare earths. And they all have rather similar names. So there is quite an amusing little rhyme, mnemonic, that people learn to remember the names, which the first two letters of each word tell you this chemical symbol, the elements. So it goes: languid centres praise Ned's promise of small European garden tubs, dinosaurs hobble erotically thrumming yellow lutes, which takes us from lanthanum all the way to lutetium.
Lanthanum is the largest of the lanthanides. It's a prototype for the lanthanide series, and because it's the largest, it is the most reactive. It's a strange metal in that you can actually cut it with a knife, so it's not actually that hard.
I haven't worked much with lanthanum, but one of my students, or a Russian visitor, did some rather interesting experiments with making a compound of lanthanum and copper, so-called lanthanum cuprate, which is quite an interesting catalyst.
Lanthanum's got quite a few technological uses. It's used in, of all things, lighting in Hollywood studios. Lanthanum can also be used in hydrogen storage. Now, obviously, the hydrogen economy is becoming a very important issue with the energy crisis and so on and so forth. And it's, in certain circumstances, it's very effective as what we call a hydrogen sponge. So it can suck up all of the hydrogen, and then hopefully you could use it as a fuel source. But because it's quite heavy, it might not be actually that useful at the end. But it's good to know that it can do that.
My name.
Cerium is one of only two elements which, if you strike it,
it makes
sparks. One of them is iron, and the other one is cerium. And so I bought this when I was on holiday a year ago and haven't had a chance to use it. It consists of a rod here which claims to have several metals, including cerium. Let's see if it sparks.
Okay, so cerium, element number 58, has some bizarre uses. Would you believe it's used in self-cleaning ovens?
So it's not very easy to do, but once you get the hang of it, it does go quite well.
Cerium also has uses such as for staining glass. So if you want to stain your glass yellow, then you can use cerium in that.
What is happening is that tiny pieces of cerium are being knocked off, and in the air they just burst into flames. So I think the property is not so much that it forms a spark, but that you can knock off the right size lumps to make them burn. These things that are being knocked off are probably just a few nanometers, that's 1,000 millionth of a meter across, so they're very tiny size, and the surface area is high because it's small, so it has a large surface compared to its volume, and so it reacts with oxygen very rapidly and heats up and bursts into flame. The point about cerium is that very small particles of cerium oxide are now becoming quite important in various areas of technology. There's a company, or several companies, that are using nanoparticles of cerium oxide as an additive for fuels to make, particularly diesel fuel, to try and make it burn better and give more power when you are driving diesel cars. And here in Nottingham, we're trying to develop new ways of making these nanoparticles by reacting cerium with high-temperature water. And it's been quite successful.
It's also used in organic synthesis by chemists for making organic molecules because it can be very reactive under certain circumstances. Cerium is also used in permanent magnets for obvious applications in magnetism.
Praseodymium. This one's not going to last long. 56 seconds.
So praseodymium is a very interesting element. It's got a myriad of uses, but perhaps the most interesting one is that it's been used to enable us to get within 1/1000th of a degree of absolute zero, which is minus 273 degrees C, which is pretty darn cold. It was just used in the components which they were using in the coils to get the temperature down. It's also used in welders' goggles because it's quite good at filtering out harmful types of light to the human eye, so you find it's in the goggle and it helps the welder be able to see what he's doing. It's also been used in a silicate, which has been used to lower the speed of light down to a mere 300 meters per second, which is still pretty fast, but not very fast compared to the normal.
Neodymium, my favorite lanthanide. Why? It's easy to find neodymium everywhere.
F elements to work with. When you use it in compounds and you dissolve it, often you get beautiful blue solutions from it. Sometimes they're green.
There's a motor
as well,
which contains magnets, which is neodymium.
The concentration of the solution makes a really big difference to the colour of these solutions. So you may have a compound which appears to be red, but actually as you dilute it down, eventually it ends up being blue, which is really pretty. And sometimes if you cannula it from one flask to another and you can see through the cannula, you can see it changing colour as it goes through the cannula and then drops into the next solution again.
So neodymium is one of the rare earths, and it has a number of quite important applications. One of the, my favourite is in lasers. It's used, for example, in this laser pointer, and if you point the laser, it makes this rather nice bright green colour.
A little known use of neodymium is that the size and strength of volcanic eruptions can actually be judged from the composition of neodymium isotopes which are present.
The first laser pointers were red, they didn't use neodymium, and the green ones have become really quite fashionable among lecturers. So the way this works is that inside here there is a small crystal of so-called neodymium YAG. These are some of the neodymium atoms that are isolated in a glass that contains yttrium and aluminium together to form so-called, the G is for garnet, which describes the structure of the solid. And if you excite this, the neodymium atoms can emit light in the infrared, like heat rays, you can't see them. And then further up here, there's another crystal which turns this infrared light into green light. So the green light comes out at the end.
And also, when neodymium is combined with iron and boron, it can form a type of magnet which we call a permanent magnet, and it is extremely strong, one of the strongest that we actually know of.
In order to get this doubling from the infrared to the green to work, you need to have pulses of light. So green lasers, although to the eye look as if they're continuous, are actually very rapid pulses, which are very intense, which is why these pointers are quite dangerous if you point them the wrong direction in a lecture. And because I wave my hands so much, I never use these in lectures. But I know that you, the cameraman, have also used used neodymium, because neodymium is element number and the cameraman's future mother-in-law was 60 a few days ago, and so we provided a sample of neodymium, element 60, for him to present to her as a birthday present.
Happy birthday, Marion.
Promethium.
Many people don't think promethium is very important, including the makers of my tie. You can see here praseodymium, neodymium, and promethium is round the back. Promethium is element 61.
I think it's a radioactive element.
Element 60 and samarium element 62. Now people realized that there must be an element between those two before promethium was discovered. And the way that they argued this, the way that they thought that there must be an element, was by looking at atomic weights, relative atomic masses. So this is a book from 1922, which I bought as a second-hand book when I was a schoolboy. It has a table of atomic numbers and atomic weights. And down here, you can see the table of the atomic weights. Now it's called relative atomic mass. Between most of these elements, the difference in weight is somewhere between 2 and 3 units. Occasionally it's a bit more, but most of the time it's 2 or 3. And when you come to neodymium and samarium, the difference is 6. So the gap just seemed too big. So people thought there must be an element there. They went through many claims. We have found element 61, which turned out to be wrong. And the reason why none of them found it was because element 61, promethium, is radioactive.
Knew it.
Its longest lived isotope has a lifetime of 3.7 years. The most common one is even shorter.
You mentioned that they deduced there must be one between neodymium and samarium because of the gap in the weights, in the masses. Couldn't they have done the same by looking at the valence of neodymium and samarium, what those things reacted with, and figured out, hang on, this one must have 60 electrons and this one must have 62, therefore there must be one with 61?
I think that when people started doing this, they didn't really know about electrons. As far as I know, Mendeleev didn't believe in electrons. And the other thing is that these elements, not so much promethium, but the other ones, can have variable valence, so they can make different numbers of chlorides or oxides. But it is true that one chemist deduced by looking at the reaction of hydrogen that neodymium reacted with 2 atoms of hydrogen, samarium reacted with none, so that he thought there should be an element that would react with 1 atom of hydrogen. So you see, Brady, you're really clever. It was only when the Manhattan Project, the nuclear weapons project, started in the United States, when there was a large amount of radioactive research being done, that enough radioactive isotopes were formed that people had a chance of detecting it. And in fact, the paper announcing the discovery of promethium, not by its name, but as element 61, was published just a few weeks, probably only 4 weeks before I was born. So I feel a certain resonance with this element. We were born at more or less the same time.
Still a very long time ago.
And so I've got the paper here, and what's interesting about this paper is that it is extremely modest compared to modern papers describing discovery of a new element, where there are press conferences, big ceremonies. You can see our video about some of these ceremonies. Here, at the end of a paragraph, it just says, in this paper is reported the successful separation of these 3 elements. The first have been achieved with radioisotopes of neodymium, and these are the 4 words that describe the new discovery, and of element 61. You can't get much lower key than that. The paper is by 3 authors, Marinsky, Glendening, and Coriel, who were working at the Clinton laboratories at Oak Ridge, Tennessee. This is a laboratory that has been involved with the birth of many elements. Most recently, they participated in the synthesis of element 117, tennessine, which is named after Tennessee. Now, the way that these three authors separated promethium was by what was then a very new technique called ion exchange chromatography, in which they had a column of essentially plastic beads that had acid groups on it, and the element forms positive ions which can interact with the acid to form a salt. And if you have liquid flowing through the column, in this case it was a solution of a salt, then if you put in a mixture of metal ions at the top, the different elements are attracted with different strengths to the beads of this solid acid, and they come out at different times at the bottom. It turns out that the heaviest element comes out first. And they have graphs which show how these different elements come out. Here, this is the key graph, where they show the number of litres going along here and the amount of radioactivity that they measure. And there are different neodymium, because the radioactive decay has a different half-life, the energy of the electrons coming out is different, and so on. So they knew they had something different. I really like reading this paper. I read this one on the tram when I was going home. I got really excited by the time the tram got to the final stop. This element has had a number of different names when people have thought they've discovered it and hadn't, because in the old days there wasn't a committee that looked at the evidence before an element was named. So it was called, or people thought they would call it, illinium, presumably after Illinois, Florentium after Florence in Italy, cyclonium, I don't know what about, and finally promethium. Promethium comes from the Greek legendary figure Prometheus,
the god of fire,
who stole fire from the gods.
God, they gave it to
the
mankind.
naming was a reference to the discovery of nuclear weapons and, in a way, sort of stealing the power from the gods. The promethium is formed as a product from the nuclear fission of other elements. And I think it's important to realize that when, say, a uranium
atom build more houses, like 1, 2, 3, 4 more houses right here. More houses around here. If I can, I'm going to start working on this plateau.
So there are a number of
and then
different
sometimes we need to get back over to this side of town and build the city parts of it.
To promethium. So
okay,
once people started carrying out nuclear activities on a large scale, nuclear reactors,
upload my video.
then in the